Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. I've had a bit of a rough week, haven't been very well. I've missed the last two live streams I was supposed to be doing, and my voice was in no fit shape to do Mingles with Jingles yesterday. However, I am feeling mostly better, and I managed to sneak in a Why You Have to Be Mad video while I was ill. But that's easy because I don't have to talk during one of those, but I wasn't up to doing Mingles with Jingles yesterday. However, I'm feeling mostly better now, which is just as well because today's my birthday. Yay! 45 years experience of not dying. And I thought I'd, as a birthday present from me to you all, I'll do another episode, now that my voice is mostly recovered, of the good, the bad and the ugly. And here it is. This is Marty in the E75, German Tier 9 heavy tank. It's a beast of a tank, the E75. Very, very strong tank. Decent gun, great armour, not terribly immobile either. This thing used to have a 1200 horsepower engine. Well, they removed that engine, but they increased the top speed to 40 kilometers per hour, so on the flat, this thing is actually pretty swift. I have to admit, I was wondering what the hell Marty was doing here, and then, oh, Jagdtiger popped up, and I thought, oh, he's being sneaky. He's popping his commander's viewport above this wooden barricade. Okay, well, sneaky, but something that maybe would be better off done in a medium tank on your team rather than one of your top tier heavies, and that's not actually what he's doing. He spotted the Jagdtiger there. At least I think he was the one who spotted him, but it was just a lucky coincidence. He was actually trying to drive through that wooden barricade. Can't do that. They made some changes on Stalingrad. So, well, never mind. Jagdtiger. Oh. And the Jagdtiger bounces off the M103, but he clears the open ground there, so he ain't going to get shot at by him. KV-13 behind him, shooting at the front of a Jagdtiger. Oh well, never mind. And he's wasted enough time getting hung up on that barricade. He's got to get stuck in now. He is a top tier heavy tank after all. Enemy Jagdtiger there, playing very aggressively, has lost almost all of his health doing it. Now, unfortunately, because Marty took so long getting up there, that M103 is now basically tanking the enemy team, and Marty is the one outflanking. Ideally, if we hadn't spent so long stuck on that barricade, the situation would have been reversed, but it is what it is. He's coming up around behind this IS-3, plants one into the IS-3, not enough to finish him off, but sets him on fire, and that finishes him. And there's an IS-8 there as well. Now, he's a one-shot kill, but here comes a T-54E1. The M103 should be able to deal with the IS-8, and the T-54E1's reloading, and he's... Now, there's the IS-3 coming up behind Marty. He finishes off the IS-8. T-54E1, he's not interested in shooting at a face-hugging E75. He's aiming at somebody else behind him. I think it's the KV-13. Yep, KV-13's having none of that. But he's finished off the IS-3. He's in a bad situation here. He's just run out of all backup. This was bizarre. He's doing what damage he can. He's actually managed to damage and knock out Marty's gun by shooting at his commander's cupola, which was really, really weird. He tries to back up, but yeah, we've already established that you can't drive through those obstacles. And so the T-54E1 is done. Bad situation, caught on the reload, managed to do what he could. Didn't have a very good game, but made the most of it. Now, they've got a clear run, and the scores are even at the enemy base. And that, I believe, was, yes, enemy artillery. Finish off this T-28. M103 gets him. I don't know what this KV-13 thinks he's doing. However, while they've got a clear run on the enemy base, the enemy have a clear run on their base as well. So they need to get back and defend the cap. Their GW Panther has already realised that their base is about to fall, and he's gotten the hell out of there. The other two are a little slow in getting out of their top-down view and actually taking a look at what's going on around them, but the rest of the team are rushing back to try to defend. GW Tiger P, far too slow to get out of there with an Object 416 chasing him down. The Batchat 155 left it far too late, and they're now both dead. The GW Panther managed to correctly realise what was going on and get the hell out of there long before the situation got that bad. A pair of Object 416s on the enemy team who think they're being clever. Between them, they've just killed that Ferdinand, and they think they're about to kill this T-28 when suddenly a wild E-75 appears and puts paid to that little plan. So he's just saved that T-28's arse. Now, remember that, because that's going to be important later on. So Marty's on 4 kills, there's a Spy Panzer and an Object 416 left. There's also an ISU 152, and, well, nobody's seen the ISU yet, but somebody's capping, so he has to be in the cap circle. The 416 has had enough of that, he's getting the hell out of there. Marty's thinking about going after the Spy Panzer, but nah, the KV-13 and the T-28 will have killed him before Marty gets a chance. So instead, watch this. He knows that the ISU's there, so he angles up against this building. Yeah, I don't think so. He knew that the ISU was going to be sitting there, pre-aimed down this road, just waiting for the first tank to come herpa-derping along. It's obvious he was in the cap circle. Somebody was capping. ISU does get bloody lucky with his second shot, though. That shot, right there, he actually penetrated his commander's cupola. Oh well, the ISU's fired. And that's when the Object 416 makes a reappearance, after doubling all the way around. He's killed the KV-13, and he looked like he was going to go after the T-28, who was facing towards the ISU as he just killed him. Instead he stops, plants a shot into Marty. Marty snapshots and hits him. There's your patch 9.6 accuracy there for you. And now he's going after the T-28. So Marty's going to have to save the T-28's arse again. Now remember this, because it's going to be important later. There you go, he's killed the 416. Right. Now, enemy artillery have been remarkably quiet for the last minute or so, probably because they've been running for their lives. Had a bit more sense than his team's artillery. Well, 2 out of the 3 of them. No idea what our IS-8... Have a look at the map there. See the IS-8? He's just been moving backwards and forwards across the top of the map. Maybe looking for the enemy artillery, but he's doing a terrible job of it. Yeah. Remember that IS-8? We're going to see more of him later. Anyway, so Marty's he's had a pretty good game so far. He's taken a lot of damage, but he's got a bunch of kills. He's done a bunch of damage. He's rescued that that T-28 from certain death twice now. Remember that. This is what we call foreshadowing. Because that's going to be important later. And now their GW Panther is capping. Well, you can't really blame the GW Panther. Nobody knows where the remaining tanks of the enemy team are. Their artillery, they're probably going to die to whoever finds them first. So he's just, he's playing to get what he can out of the game. They do manage to persuade him to not cap, and instead, because he's a fast machine, he can help them find the enemy artillery. So, well done to the GW Panther player for being a team player. Of course, they still do actually have to find them. There's a Crusader SP and a Batchat 155. Both of them reasonably quick machines, even the Crusader SP, when it's driving backwards. But they've narrowed down the search, and there's the Crusader. And it looks like it's Arty versus Arty here. Look at where the IS-8 is. Look at him on the map. He spent all of that time. Oh, Marty fires on the move, misses. But the IS-8 spent all of that time searching that top end of the map. Oh, and there's the Batchat. Spent all that time searching that end of the map, and then when they finally found the artillery up at that end of the map, he's at the other end of the map. I don't know why he was going back, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, Batchat 155, and he's pre-aimed, and that was really risky. But if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Now, watch that T-28. Remember, this is the guy that Marty has saved from certain death. Not once, but twice. There was nothing accidental about that. There was nothing else that he could have been shooting at. Marty's like, what the hell? Dude. And he says in chat, sorry. Okay, well, meanwhile, the Crusader SP is going down fighting, and he's killed the GW Panther. So the IS-8 is doubling back from all the way over the other end of the map. The T-28, not the fastest machine in the world. The E-75, not the fastest machine in the world, driving uphill. The Crusader SP definitely has the mobility advantage over all of them, except for the IS-8. And he has a definite mobility advantage over a dead E-75, team killed after getting shot a second time by the T-28. And there he is again in chat. Sorry. Well, sorry isn't good enough, is it? Because that was 100% deliberate. The first time possibly could have been a mistake. You're in a slow machine, you've got nothing better to do while you're moving forward, you're watching the progress of the E75 in front of you, and your finger slips on the fire button, but twice, when there's nothing else that he could possibly have been shooting at. Deliberate team kill. No idea why. Meanwhile, you're not going to believe this IS-8. Remember, this is our friend who was herpa-derping around the top of the map when there was nothing there, and then when there finally was something there, managed to find himself on the complete other side of the map. But he's just missed the shot at the Crusader SP. Come on. Oh, well, he'd blown his tracks off. Well, never mind. You're in a tank, a heavy tank, that can do 50 kilometers per hour. Ramming speed. And then, for some bizarre reason, he decides to stop. And then miss. Actually, well, I think he knocked his gun out. Which is probably the only reason the Crusader SP hasn't emptied one into his face. And I'll just give him a little playful nudge. And then we'll just let him drive off. Look at this. What are you doing? This guy he doesn't even have the excuse that he's got a dead gunner or a knocked out gun. He's on full health. His tank is undamaged. He hasn't taken a hit this entire game. He's just letting this guy drive off. You're in one of the fastest heavy tanks in the game. Why is artillery running away from you? No, don't shoot it. You might win the game. What's he do? And now, what's this? Oh, my throat. Oh. You know what? It's like I always say, play long enough, lose enough games, and anybody can drive a top-tier heavy tank. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the drama in chat, but the Ferdinand, who was platooned with our team-killing friend in the T-28, is explaining to Marty that every now and then, for no apparent reason, the guy in the T-28 just goes full retard.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Speaking of which, our little friend in one of the fastest heavy tanks in the game has managed to lose the artillery. Oh, there he is. How do you do that? This thing can do over 50 kilometers per hour. How do you manage to lose artillery in an IS-8? And now, of course, he's in completely the wrong end of the map. Again, it's turning into a habit. And he's got to drive all the way back to where he started. So it's down to Herpicus McDurpington here in the IS-8 and deliberate team killer in the T-28 to salvage this result. And you know what? I've got to take my hat off to this Crusader SP driver because he just would not give up. But as far as these two clowns are concerned, well, you know, throw enough shit at the wall and eventually some of it's going to stick. Well, I hope that's whetted your appetite for bizarre matches because we've got another one, and this replay does not last very long at all. This was sent in by Hot Pointius, and there he is in the T-3485, and the reason that there are not a full team on each side is because this is a skirmish mode match. So, Tier 6 skirmish battle. We're here on airfield. Where's the enemy team? You would have expected to, if not see any enemy tanks, to at least be getting shot at by some enemy tanks by now. How about now? Oh, hang on. One of them's just drowned himself. The hell? And nobody's even seen an enemy tank yet. Nothing. Absolutely diddly squat. Oh wait, T-67 just popped up. So, KV-85 has drowned himself. Another KV-85 drowns himself. T-67 gets spotted and gets annihilated. Type 64 crashes. There's only two of them left. What do you suppose they're going to do? Wait for it. It's a KV-2 and an 88. They're not the fastest machines in the game. The KV-2 is taking time to get up to top speed. There we go. He found his way to the ocean. The 88's still probably struggling to reach 20 kilometers per hour. Can he make it? Can he join his comrades in oblivion? But yeah, there it is. Fantastic. Well done. What a bunch of scumbags. Well, we're going to wrap things up with what I think is the very first time I've ever shown you an AMX CDC replay. This thing is the new French Tier 8 premium medium tank, it will cost you 7,450 gold, and it's been driven here by the Viper 69. It's a very similar tank to the French Tier 8 heavy premium, the FCM50T. The FCM50T, however, gets premium matchmaking. It will only get into Tier 9 games at the most. The AMX CDC doesn't. This thing will get into Tier 10 matches. This is not a Tier 10 match, it's a Tier 8 game, so very favourable matchmaking for this tank. And despite the two tanks having basically the same gun, two different versions of the French DCA 45 90mm gun. Now, while the gun on the FCM50T is pretty good as far as gun depression goes, it gets 8 degrees, on the AMX CDC you get 10 degrees of gun depression. That's just fantastic, and it means that you can put it in positions like this, keep the tank mostly hull down, and still be able to shoot down over high ground. Unfortunately, he's feeling a little lonely over here. This is a very, very quick tank. So he's managed to get here well ahead of the rest of his team, and there's not that many of his team coming. But some of his little friends are going to turn up soon. He's just knocking some trees over there, making some cover for himself. There we go. A couple of friendly tanks have arrived, and he hasn't spotted anything yet. He's rearranging the concealment here, taking the risk that somebody's going to see the trees falling, and they're going to start taking shots at him. There's an IS-3 just popped up down there, but the IS-3 hasn't seen him, and somebody's seen him, however. Somebody's taken pot shots. Probably saw the trees falling. He's getting the hell out of there. Position's compromised. This tank has 30mm of armour at the most. At Tier 8. Forget it. You don't want to get shot at when you're driving this tank. This 90mm gun is very, very good, though. I have no idea why the FCM50T needs premium matchmaking. The gun works in Tier 10 games. It's no worse than a 20-pounder gun that the British use. In fact, better in a lot of respects. Well, position's compromised. He's definitely spotted now. Hello, Mr. IS-3. How'd you like them apples? He's playing the reload game here. Yep, he took a hit, but the IS-3's just fired, so you get 8.22 rounds per minute with this 90mm gun. Oh, yeah, artillery loves shooting at French tanks. He's got... Oh, hold on. Is he going to stay to engage that guy? It's worth taking a shot. His gun's pointing the other way. KV-85 there. He's busy killing somebody. Managed to plant one into him. He's not going to get another one. And artillery has already ranged in on him. Artillery knows he is there and is trying to kill him. It would be wise to be somewhere else, especially since everybody else who was up there with him has now died. He's it. Look at how quick this tank is. This thing can shift. This tank does 57 kilometers per hour forwards and 20 kilometers per hour backwards. This is a very, very mobile machine. And maneuverable as well, which you'll see during the course of this replay. Must admit, I've been getting some issues with the camera in 9.6 replays. It may be because of the mod pack I'm using, but I have to occasionally during the course of this replay switch out to an external camera view, just so the camera doesn't bury itself into the ground. Look at this tank move. Look at that. It's like a mountain goat. Watch this. Look at that thing go. Look at the size of this tank and just how it's a 1200 horsepower engine. That's what a 1200 horsepower engine does for you. Just to put this engine power into perspective for you, this is at the most 37.8 ton tank, and it has a 1200 horsepower engine. One of the tanks I'm always going on about that have a very good power to weight ratio, tanks like the Centurion 7 and the FV4202. The FV4202 is a 40 ton tank with an 810 horsepower engine. It's got a power to weight ratio of 20.25, and that's not bad. But look at this. Look at this thing shift. Watch how easy it is to drop back, relocate, climb a hill, pop out, use that gun depression, kill a tank before they even know where you've popped up from, and then back up again. Power to weight ratio of over 35 horsepower per ton. There are light tanks that wish they had the power to weight ratio of this machine. This thing has 12 horsepower per ton better power to weight ratio than the AMX 1390. And they say there's no love for French tanks. I don't know. That, however, is very, very, very bad news. That's a full health Super Pershing. He's just killed the Type 58. Viper comes rushing back to try to defend the GW Tiger P. Unfortunately, the GW Tiger P is no use to the team alive. Viper takes a hit. His first shot bounces, but there is a Hellcat coming back to help out. And this Hellcat driver is very, very good. Look at the artillery. His gun's still pointing in the air. He could be trying to defend himself, but he's just sitting there waiting to get taken out by enemy artillery. But Viper and this Hellcat driver, between them, they absolutely humiliate this Super Pershing. There goes the GW Tiger P. No use to the team alive. Not even as a distraction. Oh, they've got this guy now. Yeah, there we go. Some great teamwork there between the Hellcat and Viper in the AMX CDC. Now, they've got some breathing space here because artillery, both enemy artillery, well, 2 of the 3 enemy artillery fired at the GW Tiger P. One of them killed it. The other friendly artillery, M12, he's just sitting there on the beach with his thumb up his arse in front of a T-29, waiting to die. Watch what Viper and this Hellcat driver do. Most people would have charged right around the corner and faced off against the T-29. Well, remember, enemy artillery, well, there goes the M12, but enemy artillery would have been adjusting their fire to shoot at that guy. So they're going to be pre-aimed down on that corner, expecting these guys to come rushing down and do exactly that. There's no communication going on between the two of them, but they just instinctively do exactly the right thing. And instead of facing the T-29, they come around behind him. Now, artillery is going to have reloaded very, very soon, but they're going to have to shift their aim because they popped up in an unexpected location. They're not going to be able to hang around, however, because there it is. Saw it coming a mile away. Now, Viper takes a shot in the rear there. That's a Hellcat. So, the Hellcat on the team and artillery's still trying to kill him. Basically, Viper's got to deal with the T-29 by himself now. The Hellcat's defending himself against the enemy Hellcat. He kills the T-29, and watch this. Both Hellcats reload and fire at the same time. Double kill. A shame, because that was a good Hellcat driver, but a fairly epic conclusion. Now, I'm pretty sure he's got a couple of seconds before artillery reloads and he can get the hell out of here. I am pretty sure all 3 artillery tried to kill him again, and all 3 missed, or at the very least just splashed him. So he's managed to get clear. And the problem they've got now is, well, I'm always going on about, and then the team does the worst possible thing they could do when there's only 2 of them against 4 enemies, they split up. But you've got a very quick medium tank and a very slow and stealthy tank destroyer. So unless the 2 of them are going to camp and let the enemy come to them, they pretty much have to split up. And it's 3 artillery and 1 Challenger tank destroyer on the enemy team. They're not going to come to them, so they've pretty much got to go after the enemy team. The Borsig is going to have to take the straightest route to the enemy base. He's in a fast medium. He can afford to take the scenic route. And that is when he finds the enemy Challenger, and he's on full health. And this is not good. He's taken 1 hit. He's taken another hit. He's trying to get around him. He's almost quick enough. Takes another hit. He's got to get the hell out of here. But he's given as good as he gets. Don't forget that Challenger was on full health. He's now a 1-shot kill. Challenger misses. Artillery fires and misses. Artillery fires and misses again. He kills the Challenger, guns the engine, gets this thing moving. Only 2 artillery fired. There's the 3rd one. Not today, artillery. Not today. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have time to stop and breathe. That little distraction caused by the Challenger means that the Borsig is almost into the enemy base, and you don't want to be going in there one at a time. You want to be attacking from 2 different sides at the same time to panic them. You know what this northern base is like on South Coast. There's plenty of concealment for them, and oh, the Borsig spotted 2 of them. They've probably fired, and by the looks of it, missed, or he'd be a very, very dead Borsig. So that's the M12 and the GW Tiger P. The GW Tiger P had obviously only given his position away when he fired, but he looked like he was backing off, which means he's going to be driving right into Viper's AMX CDC. Yep, there he is. It's surprise butt sex time. Oh, he's reversing. He's going to try to ram him. No, not going to happen. Not today. Sorry. M12 has of course disappeared because all artillery in World of Tanks are equipped with cloaking devices. But where's the Hummel? That's the question. He looks back, M12 kills the Borsig, and that's when he finds out where the Hummel is. Yeah, that Hummel's probably cursing his luck right about now. Any second now, of course, the M12 is going to re-engage his cloaking device. Viper is obviously spotted. It would be suicide to charge up over that ridge just hoping to get lucky, because the M12 will have disappeared. I mean, you know what artillery are like in World of Tanks. They sit there lurking in the bushes. You drive into view, they shotgun you, they counter 5, and then they disappear in the concealment of the bush again. The bush that should have been vaporised when they fired their gun. And I swear I thought he was going to write the tank off when he went airborne over that rock. Very, very lucky. That would have been a bit of a bummer of an end to the video, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, here we go. There's only one M12 artillery standing between him and a Radley Walters medal, and oh, he's crashed the tank. Oh well. See you tomorrow. No, don't worry. It's not going to have that kind of ending. He has, of course, learned his lesson now, so he's taking this little incline with a lot more care than he did when he came barreling around the corner. Oh, manages to drive it in the building anyway. Nobody's perfect. I'll tell you what, though. Right now, you're probably watching this thinking, bloody hell, he's knocked over every single piece of scenery that he possibly could. If artillery is watching, he's going to know which direction he's coming from. And I have to admit, that is what I thought when I first watched this part of the replay. I thought, if artillery's watching you in top-down view, he's going to know you're coming. But artillery's going to know he's coming from this side anyway. Otherwise, artillery would have seen him by now at the other end of the base. So he just... Look at this. He can go straight up there. So he knocks over a tree. And if artillery is watching, artillery's going to think he's heading up the direct route around to the right into the base, and then he doesn't do that, and from here on in he is very careful not to knock over any more scenery and advertise his intentions to artillery if they are watching in top-down view. You sneaky little French bastard. He's German actually, but you know what I mean, French tank. So he's done pretty much everything he can to give himself the best possible chance of getting the first shot against this M12. And he's checking the corners. Where the hell is he? He doesn't have sixth sense on this tank either. And there he is. And he was... Oh, he didn't fall for it. He is facing this way. Oh no, he's missed. He's missed. Artillery doesn't even have to hit him to kill him. Splash damage alone. And this is American artillery. You know what the splash damage is like on those things? Oh, come on, Viper. Don't screw it up now. He's engaged his cloaking device again. But he uses the agility of this tank. Look at it. It's like watching a mountain goat with a 90mm gun. Oh, he's not going to be expecting it. There he is. No, he's missed again. Oh, don't do this. It's bad for my blood pressure. Come on, gun depression. There you go. He's given artillery just the merest sliver of the top of his tank to shoot at. He's got him. Wow, he made a meal of the end of that one, didn't he? He really strung it out, but yeah, it all came good in the end. So, how did he do? Unsurprisingly, very well. As well as Ace Tanker, that's Radley Walters for 8 kills, Top Gun, obviously included with the Radley Walters, and High Caliber, but he got the big one, Pascucci's medal, for killing 3 artillery. There are only 2 medals in World of Tanks better than Pascucci's medal. You get Dimitri's medal for killing 4 of them, and the Holy Grail, Berda's medal, for killing 5 or more scumbags in a match. And to be fair to the enemy artillery players in that match, they weren't scumbags, they were decent players. They fought it out to the bitter end. Particular commiserations to the Hummel driver, who came back from attempting to cap in order to defend the base and attempted to shotgun Viper, and failed in hilarious fashion. But well played to them. They at least tried to fight it out instead of going for a swimming test when it looked like they were about to lose, as you see them do so often. Now, Viper made 157,000 credits in that match, and that's why people get tier 8 premium tanks, because of the credit coefficient bonus that they get. It's impossible to lose money in these things, and with a premium account that was 103,000 credit profit, even after paying to almost fully repair the tank and restock all of his ammunition. This is why Wargaming keeps selling premium tanks. It's impossible to lose money when you're driving them. But a fantastic game in a really good tank. I really like the look of this AMX CDC from the Viper 69. German player, loves his French tanks. And that's it for this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I hope you've been entertained by today's video. As always, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time.